So apparently Nikocado is slimmer now. I just saw him like being humongous in Sunny B2.
Last night I went to bed really early. I was just all tuckered out, so I said, "Goodbye, moon," and I snuggled on into bed to catch some Z's. Little did I know that while I slumbered, we'd all been paid a visit by someone very special. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus, but I am talking about another man in a red shirt. Nikocado Avocado. I woke up this morning in a different timeline.
An actual social experiment or
I
something.
think we shifted back to the Berenstain Bears universe and left the Berenstain Bears universe behind.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead.
Okay, the
This
voice.
has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. So I am the villain because I've made myself one.
That people are still sitting him though.
Moment right here is this generation's "I am your father." This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time. When I was watching this, I let out an audible whoa. Like I couldn't help myself. My body responded without any other part of me having say-so over it. My body itself, my soul, was shocked when he took the mask off there. So he gives like a villain monologue that sounds like it's out of the Fallout universe, talking about how he's 2 steps ahead
Actually good for him
because
though.
he had played the villain for so long now.
Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body.
Yeah, he lost like 60 or 70 pounds in the last video.
Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring.
Losing 250 pounds is an unbelievable feat. That's
Yeah, why is Sunny B2 not researching
nothing
anything?
shy of extraordinary. And he mentions how even yesterday, YouTubers and many other people were calling him sad, fat, depressing, sick, and all of that, and still making videos about him, even while he secretly, over the course of 2 years, had been losing all of that weight. And all the videos that people were talking about were actually videos that Nikocado had filmed 2 years prior and kept drip feeding to the community to keep them either entertained or keep himself fanning the flames of drama for people
Okay, that's pretty
to
cool.
latch on to. It is actually very fascinating. Now, some of you
Although he could monetize the training
might
journey.
recall about 4 years ago, Nikocado Avocado and myself had a tiny bit of beef. I'm talking like a Salisbury beef between us, and we had a bit of a tinkle tussle back and forth pissing contest, and boo! Fact check jump scare. I wanted to double check when all of that took place, so I looked at it. It turns out it was 2021 AD. It was late September, so it's coming up on 3 years, not 4. I was a little off on that. Time moves very weird now.
Yeah, 2021 was 3 years ago.
I don't know what happened,
Yeah.
but time is moving at a different speed than it used to. After all that drama, I had actually kept up with Nikocado Avocado, occasionally just tuning in to check and see what's going on. I made a video like a year ago on a piece of content that Nick dropped where he actually did talk about a weight loss journey that he was going on, and I've kind of just been cheering him on from the sidelines ever since then, just hoping that he'd follow through on that and just to see where it all goes. So to see this come up was not only extremely surprising, just given how much weight he had lost in a relatively short period of time. I know to a lot of people 2 years, like on the internet terms, that's like ancient history. Things that happened 2 years ago, that might as well be the fucking void century that no one
Ancient.
remembers. But like speaking realistically, 2 years to lose 250 pounds, that's a
It's
speed
pretty
run.
cool.
Those are gold splits.
I haven't made a video for like 2 years, and this is where I'm posting now on this channel. So I hope you consider subscribing if you want. I'm actually posting more next week, so yeah, that would mean a lot to me.
On his second channel, he mentions that it's been 2 years since he's made a video, so you can piece little breadcrumbs together in your head and follow this path here, connecting the dots. He has released videos on all of his channels over the course of 2 years, quite a few of them. Not to the same frequency that he used to, but he still had a ton of videos that he was releasing over the last 2 years. Videos that were posted 2 weeks ago, or even as recent as
He was betting the entire time.
5 days ago, where he is that same weight, were all apparently recorded years ago. And it's not like it's CGI and it's not AI generated content. Nick actually just had a crazy backlog, like the Library of Alexandria for mukbangs, and he just kept
So
going
he just ate like an animal for a week.
to the vault
For a
to
month.
upload some of that old pre-recorded content as if it was new, and people were none the wiser. I even went through these 2 videos here in particular just to see if I could find like a date somewhere on like his phone, or when he went to the Heart Attack Grill, like maybe like a calendar sticking on a wall, but I didn't see anything. Maybe I missed it. I did kind of go through it like 2x speed, so maybe it like flashed by really quick and I just didn't see it. But I do believe him that these were recorded years ago, because that's the only logical explanation for how he is 250 pounds down right now, yet 5 days ago he has a video at the Heart Attack Grill where he's still like 400 pounds or whatever it was. Dude was playing chess while the rest of us were playing checkers. He played us like a goddamn violin, and Nick loves the violin. Many of you might not remember this from the Nick Expanded Universe, the lore, but he was actually an incredible violin player. He was more decorated than like Captain America in terms of accolades when it came to this. Like in his field of violin, he was a very well-regarded, talented player.
Okay.
And he came out here and just fucking Gangnam styled on us. He really did play us like a sweet melody on that instrument.
It was a long 8 years.
Yeah, so maybe to mention that
Wasn't it?
to Juliet's
It was a
call or
long 8
something.
years. And I didn't think that it would have gone this long, but it did. And it was like a bad dream that, yeah, it was like a really bad dream that we were waiting for it to be over. And it's over. It was just a dream.
For a long time, Nick became synonymous
He's even slimmer than me.
with breakdowns on camera. Nick and breakdown went together like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that's something people talked about a lot, but then always talked about how it was always fake for views and drama and controversy. I have always somewhat believed that there
I
was
mean, he was kind of milking it.
always an element of truth to some of the things Nick was saying. I really do believe that Nick was miserable with what he was doing, but felt like he had to keep doing it because that was his source of income. That was his livelihood. And he was probably very afraid to just stop doing that. Which is completely understandable, because if people are subscribing to watch you eat yourself to death and you stop doing that, they might leave. And now you've got your ass in your asshole and no money being generated anymore because the audience left from you not doing the content they wanted you to be doing. And I really do feel like he felt like he was a prisoner to that for a while. I'm not trying to be an armchair psychologist here, it's just I've watched a lot of Nick's content and I feel like there is a lot of truth to some of the things he has said during these moments. And the way he talks about it here, calling it a bad dream, isn't exactly a glowing review of that time. You know, if someone said that to me, like, hey Charles, I know we spent 8 years together, but it's kind of just like a bad dream, I'm done with it.
Okay.
I wouldn't exactly be smiling from ear to ear about that. But now Nick has made some big changes, clearly, and his audience is extremely supportive. They are very receptive to this, cheering him on in a big way, pumping
So he's going to do the more violent
their
content
fist and celebrating this. The video on his main
or to the mukbang again.
channel about it is exploding. The video on his second channel is exploding. He's made 2 videos and both are popping the fuck off. His community is showing nothing but love and oodles of support for this. And it's what people have said for a long time, that if Nick actually did go through this weight loss journey, it'd probably be extremely good for him. Like, not only health-wise, but like in terms of his channels and like his community. It's inspirational. Like, people would love to see that.
Okay.
I think it's clearly showing here. And it's not like Nick has to stop doing mukbangs just because he loses a lot of weight. And it seems like he is going to continue to do mukbangs because he loves doing them.
We were all just dreaming.
Okay, back to it. That's nice.
Cheers. And I love being a mukbanger. I love food. I like eating food. And I like being here. So let me know what you think.
Just because he's lost 250 pounds doesn't mean that he's washed and you need to hang the jersey in the rafters and retire his jersey number.
Yeah, it could be the Mass Tony.
You know, like, he can still keep doing mukbangs the same way he was before,
I don't think Mass Tony can single weight.
but now in a healthier place. And like I said last time when he had lost, I think it was like 89 pounds at the time, he seems happier. You know, like I'm not his therapist. I don't know Nick personally, but just from what comes across in the content, he seems happier at lower weights. Like in the content where he weighs less,
Okay.
he actually just seems like a happier person. At least that's the impression I get watching it. So it's really something to celebrate here with what Nick has been able to accomplish. And I really am happy to see that the reception to it has been overwhelmingly positive. It is incredible work. This is an effort that is extremely impressive. I'm also really curious and excited to see what Nick does going forward. If he's going to continue to do like exclusively mukbangs, or maybe he's going to talk about this weight loss journey that he secretly went on for a long period of time. I'd be really interested to see like what he did to lose all of that weight so quickly. I think that'd be really interesting
And then he'll gain weight again.
content if he talked about it, or
Doing only mukbang for content. That's
showcase
dangerous.
maybe some of the things he was doing for cardio, or if he was doing weight training, what that looked like. I think there'd be really good bangers, like if he made content around that as well, while still of course having mukbang be the bread and butter. I think it'd be cool now if he would supplement it with things about this weight loss journey, the violin.
Yeah, I think it's Stephanie to the
I think would be
mukbang
cool to
to
bring back, because if you look at Nick's older videos, he really is like a fucking wizard
we
with
should do more story time
that
videos, I
instrument.
guess.
I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of possibility
Yeah.
with where Nick currently is, and it's nothing but positives here. So I wanted to talk about
There's
it
a
a little
pretending
bit,
that
and yeah, that's it. See ya.